In our ports and in our airports, the UK Border Agency is fighting a constant battle against smugglers.
I'm arresting you. Oh, dear me.
Coming up, an angry man causes some excitement at Birmingham Airport.
Like I say,
You guys getting excited for no reason, you know.
just calm
Don't
me.
get excited, man.
Do I look excited?
Could a woman from Trinidad and Tobago be carrying packages of drugs for a friend?
Has he forced you to bring anything here? Are you sure? Because now's the time to let me know.
And suspected cigarette smugglers from the Canary Islands play dumb to questioning in Bristol.
Where are you going back to now? Yeah, kind of guessed that a bit.
At Gatwick Airport, a flight has just touched down from Port of Spain in the Caribbean. UK Border Agency officers are out in force with the aid of drug detection dogs to stop illegal substances from being imported into the country.
Just lower your bag, please, for the dog.
While sniffer dogs assess the passengers' hand luggage, officers are on the lookout for behavioural indicators.
Hello, sir. Just a quick customs check. See your passport and ticket, please. Travelling with anybody else today? Thank you. What's the reason for your visit? Here on some other business too. What type of other business?
I'm auto mechanic.
Right.
So I look at sourcing foreign use parts.
Right.
Because there are certain cars in Trinidad that parts are hard to come by, you know?
Yeah.
Especially older European vehicles.
Sniffer dog Jessie continues to check passengers coming off the flight, but the officer hasn't finished with the car mechanic just yet.
Because you know it's a customs controlled area. Do you have anything to declare as customs today at all?
Well, I have my suitcase.
Yeah, you've got your suitcase as well.
So, yes.
Yeah. Are these your bags?
Yeah.
Did you pack them yourself? So you're fully aware of the contents?
Yeah.
Has anybody asked you or forced you to bring anything into the country for them? No? You know it's legal to bring in drugs, weapons and things like that, yeah? Okay. And you know about your duty-free allowances?
Yeah.
Cigarettes, okay. Okay, let's have a quick look through. You just take a step that way for me. Okay, thanks.
Officers have a very short window of opportunity to stop drug smugglers coming into the country. Intuition is vital in stopping suspicious passengers.
Feels like there's an area in here. I'm just going to cut into that. Okay? Yeah.
After tearing into the briefcase, it doesn't take long to make a significant discovery.
Just found what I suspect to be cocaine there. So I'm arresting you on suspicion of being involved in the importation of a controlled drug. So you don't have to say anything, it may harm your defence. If you don't mention when questioned, this means later on in court. Anything you do say may be given as evidence, do you understand? Mm-hmm. Okay.
With the inner lining of the briefcase stuffed with a white powder, officers suspect they've intercepted a drug seizure worth thousands of pounds.
Just turn this one off.
The passenger will now be detained and taken to the custody suite for further questioning. At Birmingham Airport, one of the daily flights from Dubai has just landed. As passengers collect their luggage from the reclaim area, Officer John is observing two men travelling together who separated as they came through immigration.
Yeah, it just brought his stuff out. I thought it was on the moon.
It's suspicious behaviour, so John decides to stop the first of the passengers as he comes through the customs channels.
Hello, sir. Where have you arrived from today, please? Dubai. Could I just see your passport, please? Thank you. You're travelling by yourself today?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Just been away for holiday?
Yeah, just 6 days.
How long were you away for?
6, 7 days, man.
6, 7 days?
Yeah.
Visiting family?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, what family have you got?
Why ask? Oh, the could be stopped already, man.
Yeah, and I'm just... Unfortunately, this is the way we do things. Okay, hold on.
There's nothing in here, man.
No, don't open it yet.
Your time.
No, yeah, but I need to ask the questions first.
Go on,
So this
man.
is your bag, yeah?
Yeah, this is my bag.
Did you pack it yourself?
Yes, yes.
Are you aware of the contents of the bag?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you carrying anything for anyone else?
No.
Okay. Are you aware that there's certain things you can't bring into England?
Yes.
Such as controlled drugs?
Yes, man.
Firearms?
Yes.
Weapons?
Firearm, you know. Are you mad?
Weapons? Indecent, obscene
Go
material?
on, man. Just open the bag, man. I want to go,
Look,
man.
listen, I'm asking the questions.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
are you aware of your allowances that you're allowed to bring in, such as
Yes,
cigarettes
man,
and alcohol?
yes.
So do you have anything to declare the
Nothing
customs?
at all, man.
Nothing at
Do
all.
your thing, man.
Okay, the sooner I do this, the sooner we can all finish, okay?
John becomes concerned by the man's aggressive nature and his claims that he's travelling alone.
Hello.
You could just stay off your phone for me as well, please. Okay, you need to look what I'm doing and you need to cut the phone call, okay? You need to cut the phone call. You can't have phones in the area.
Cool, man. Relax, man. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm relaxed, okay? And the sooner we get this done, the sooner you can be on your way.
All right, man. Do your
Okay.
thing, man. Do your thing.
Excellent.
I'm just wasting your time, man.
Not wasting anyone's time.
Nah, that's it. Put this on.
Yeah, put it on, help yourself.
As the man becomes more and more erratic, John suspects he may have something to hide.
There you go, look, I'm even folding them for you.
Who's asking you to fold them?
I know, I'm just trying to be pleasant, aren't
No one's asking
I?
you
If
to
I'm
fold them.
pleasant, you can be pleasant.
With every step of the search causing an argument, he may be here a long time.
Okay then, I'll just leave it there for you, you can do what you like with it.
At Gatwick, the man arrested on suspicion of smuggling cocaine in a briefcase has been brought over to the airport's custody suite. Having been caught red-handed, he started changing his story.
When we took him to his cell, we said that the satchel was handed to him by somebody else at the airport. He was asked to bring that through. So this isn't his case. But then he already told me that it was his earlier on. We made the arrest because we found a package inside, which is in the front here, in the front wall, and in the back wall. Earlier on I cut into the front one. So what I'll do now is just remove some of that white powder with a knife. Just goes blue. And it's... Yep, there we go, so it's gone blue, so that's positive. That should be cocaine.
With their suspicions confirmed, the drugs in the briefcase will now be assessed and weighed before the passenger's story is formally investigated.
There was only 5 envelopes in there. And now I've taken those out, it's still quite heavy. You can feel that the walls are quite wide. There's no need for them to be that wide. You can feel that there's something in there, front and back. The back section is quite well done though. With regards to stitching, you can't really see anything wrong with the stitching. It's just literally how thick it is. The courier himself, I don't know how much money he would have got, maybe £1,000, £2,000 perhaps. But then the risk of getting caught, you know, losing out on all the money, it's quite high as well.
The briefcase was found to be carrying over 2.5 kilos of cocaine, with a value of more than £125,000. In Birmingham, Officer John is still searching the bags of the man who seems to have left his manners in Dubai.
What's in here?
Nothing much, man.
Nothing much, tell me what it is.
Just flavour, man.
Flavoured.
Shisha, man.
Say again?
It's nothing. Open it, see for yourself.
The man is being deliberately vague about his tub containing shisha tobacco.
So what do? Do you eat it or drink it or? You chew it?
For flights outside the EU, passengers are allowed to carry just 250 grams of loose tobacco. The tub is 4 times the allowance.
So what is it like, sugar or tobacco?
But it's only one, isn't it? I'm allowed to carry one.
Yeah, I just wonder what else, I've never seen it before.
It's only one. I'm only carrying
Okay,
one.
I'm just going to leave it there for a second.
That's it, mate.
Nothing else?
Nah, nothing else.
You got anything in your pockets there?
Nah, you want to search me? I've already been searched. You want to search me
No,
again?
all I was asking you about your jeans pockets, that's all.
But despite his assurances that he's carrying nothing else, a further item is found in his suitcase.
Yeah, what's that in there?
That's probably girl's food, isn't it? I brought the bag from a girl, innit? So it must be. What do you think it is?
I don't know, that's why I'm asking you.
With the man being evasive, John suspects he may have discovered an illegal substance.
Just don't say anything,
man,
okay?
That's Tampax, man. What the girls put on for their periods, man.
Okay, just like I say.
You guys getting excited for no reason, you know.
Just calm
Don't
me.
get excited, man.
Look, am I
That
getting...
controlled drug.
Do I look excited?
Get out of here, man. I'm back.
Yeah, that's cocaine, innit? That's cocaine.
That's what I can check, isn't it? That's what I can check, okay?
That's not cocaine,
So I'm just going to go and check. So you stay here with this officer. Okay, keep calm and we'll be back out.
A sanitary towel is taken away to see if it's concealing drugs. Meanwhile, officers have intercepted the passenger's suspected travelling companion and confiscated more than 12 kilograms of loose tobacco.
Do you still want to complain, yeah?
The results on the sanitary towel show no traces of drugs.
Don't give it to me, man. It's cocaine in it. You keep it for souvenir side.
No, but
Officers suspect the man's performance may have been an unsuccessful distraction tactic to prevent his travelling companion from being stopped.
just the type of character he was. Some people just don't like dealing with officials, and he was one of those. There you go, sir. Thanks very much. Have a nice day.
Coming up,
It's come up as positive for contact with cocaine.
is there an unsuspecting drug mule at Gatwick?
And she said one comment that got me a bit interested. She said, "Oh God, I hope he hasn't put anything in my bag."
Coming up, smugglers go bust in Bristol.
All right, well, I'll tell you the allowance is 200 cigarettes.
200?
That's what you're allowed to bring back. So I take it that you've got in excess of your allowance?
Yeah, I have that.
Gatwick is the second largest airport in the UK, and numerous flights land from the Caribbean every day.
Slow this one a little bit. Thank you.
Officers are observing passengers from a Trinidad and Tobago flight, and sniffer dog Lucy is using her sensitive nose to search for traces of drugs. A lone female passenger has caught the eye of officers, so she's pulled over in the customs channels to answer a few questions about her visit to the Caribbean.
Do you know anybody out in Trinidad and Tobago? Do you have friends out there?
I visited a friend there in Tobago.
Oh, right, OK, so you stayed with him or her?
Yeah,
Is it a lady or a man?
it's a man.
A man, OK, right. OK, so you've come back. These are all your bags, are they? This and this here? You know everything that's in these bags. You pack them yourself? Do you know it's in...
But the woman starts to get upset because she's already had her bag searched in Trinidad and Tobago.
Did you pay for your trip yourself?
My friend paid,
Oh, your friend who lives out there, is it? OK.
and I don't think he's a drug dealer.
OK.
Officer John is immediately alarmed by the woman's last comment.
Do you use drugs or anything, or does your friend use drugs as far as you're aware?
What do you mean drugs?
Class A, what we call Class A, cocaine, heroin.
Never used any drugs.
That's
in my
great.
life.
Thank you for letting me know.
A swab test is carried out on the woman's suitcase.
OK, wait me one moment.
The test will show whether the woman has come into contact with any drugs on her visit to the Caribbean.
It's come up as positive for contact with cocaine. So I'll ask the lady now if she can explain why that would be in her case. I'll just ask her a few more questions now. OK, madam, that machine test has come up positive for contact with cocaine. Is there any reason, as I say, ask again, do you use cocaine or does your friend use cocaine as far as you're aware?
The woman gets tearful, which raises John's suspicions even further.
But you don't use it, you're certain about that? OK. Well, because of that, it means I do need to turn it out and have a quick look inside it, OK? Don't worry, don't get upset. Don't worry.
He put something in my bag.
Well, let's see. How long have you known your friend?
Not very long.
OK. And how do you know him? From
I met
where?
him in London. He lived in London, and he just moved there with a business, and he looks like he's really having a business and is a respectable person. I don't know.
OK.
Clearly, the woman doesn't know her male friend very well. John has further doubts about her story.
Has he forced you to bring anything here?
No.
Are you sure? Because now's the time to let me know.
He hasn't given me anything. Like, he hasn't told me anything to carry with him for him.
Right, just have a quick scan through the X-ray. It's just at the end of the hall there, so if you just wait for me and have a look what I'm doing, you just stay there. She's tearful and she seems quite nervous. And she said one comment that got me a bit interested. She said, "Oh God, I hope he hasn't put anything in my bag," which is an odd thing for somebody to say.
The X-ray of the bag will show if the woman knows more than she's letting on. At Bristol Airport, holidaymakers have just arrived home from Fuerteventura. Although the Canary Islands are part of the European Union, passengers are strictly limited to bringing back no more than 200 cigarettes. A lone female passenger in a blue top has been observed acting nervously. Border agency officers decide to stop her as she passes through the customs channels.
Hello, madam. Where have you just come from?
Fuerteventura.
Fuerteventura. Just have a quick chat for a second. Are you travelling on your own?
Yes.
Yes, where are you going back to now? Is this all your luggage?
Yeah.
You packed it yourself?
Yeah.
Are you carrying anything for anybody else?
No.
No?
No.
OK, you come down the green, nothing to declare channel. Do you understand what your allowances are?
About 3, you know.
All right, well, I'll tell you the allowance is 200 cigarettes.
200?
That's what you're allowed to bring back.
I thought you were bringing Spanish right back
No,
from Spain.
no. In Spain you can. Fuerteventura is not mainland Spain and is outside of the EU for tax purposes.
Right.
So you can only bring up 200 cigarettes or 250 grams of tobacco. So I take it that you've got in excess of your allowance?
Yeah, I have then, yeah.
OK.
The woman admits exceeding her allowance, but Officer Mark wants to see how many cigarettes she's carrying.
So do you actually know how many cigarettes you have altogether, or are you not sure?
I don't know whether I bought some on the way out, because you can't always get still cut. And I'm not sure whether they've still got any of them left.
Well, anything you buy on its way out loses its identity anyway, so it counts towards your allowance when you come back in again.
With over 800 cigarettes in her hand luggage, the woman's naivety towards the restrictions doesn't convince.
To be honest, it's the first time I've bought back any cigarettes for ages, you know? I think that's all I've got, 5.
Have you got your passport on you there, please?
The suitcase is searched for any remaining cigarettes.
Thank you very much. If you can just bear with me a second, I'm just going to do a couple of checks,
Put the
OK?
stuff back in or not?
You can put the clothing back in if you want to, but not the cigarettes. I'll be back in a second.
Mark is pulled aside by a colleague searching another passenger. Suspiciously, her cigarettes are almost identical.
Odd. Where are you going back to now?
Home.
Yeah, kind of guessed that a bit. Where's home? Same area.
There's a whole crowd of women travelling together.
Oh,
This
right.
lady says the bag doesn't belong to her, but she's going to tell me that. I think she's carrying the bag.
Probably, yeah. It's same area.
Officers are starting to think there's a link between the passengers, but will have to investigate further. In Gatwick, a woman's suitcase is being X-rayed after it tested positive for the presence of cocaine.
The case doesn't appear to have any concealments in it. It's very light.
Nothing is found hidden in the suitcase, but Officer John isn't finished with the woman yet.
How come my bag is reading if there's anything in there?
Well, that's what's intrigued me. That's what's intrigued me.
The mystery behind the high cocaine trace means the search is taken to the next level.
Now, as I say, I've had a look in your bag. I'm satisfied there's nothing in there. I'm quite happy about that. But sometimes people do bring in drugs on their body or inside their body. And what I'd like to do is to do a search, check. My female colleague's going to do that, just to check to see that you're not carrying anything on your body. Because of the high reading and because of where you've come from. That's my concerns. OK?
Despite the woman's tears, she's led away to have a strip search.
Right, if you just want to take a seat for a minute, because I've just got some forms and stuff to fill out, all right?
The woman's shoes are also taken away to be swab tested. Positive traces of drugs found from this test often suggest that the passenger is carrying drugs inside their body.
That's quite a low reading for cocaine on the shoe, not anywhere near what was in the bag. And where she's come from, Trinidad and Tobago, then that maybe isn't an unreasonable background contamination.
Nothing is found during the strip search, and John is happy she's not carrying anything illegal.
Thank you very much for your patience with us, all right? We're happy there that you've got nothing, so you're free to go on your way as soon as you're ready. Thank you. The strip search is very invasive. We wouldn't do that for no reason whatsoever. That's quite a big thing, and obviously she was quite upset by that. We're not going to do a body scan unless it actually is justified, and in this instance that wasn't warranted, so we didn't proceed to that. And I believe that she didn't have any prohibited or restricted goods on her this morning.
Back in Bristol, an investigation is underway into whether two suspected cigarette smugglers are linked.
That lady down there,
Yeah.
is that bag that she's carrying yours?
No.
It's not yours?
No, it's not.
And you say you're travelling on your own,
Yeah,
are
I
you?
am. We know each other.
Oh, you do know her?
Well, by sight sort of thing, you know, not on holiday with her.
All right, then, if you just bear with me anyway, just a few checks to do.
Officer Mark goes to check whether the woman has a history of smuggling goods.
So it was last year, Cardiff Airport. And 2006, so it must have been again from...
The database reveals the woman has had goods seized on more than one occasion.
Have you ever had problems with customs or border controls before? You've had goods taken before? Seized?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay, where was that or when was that?
Yeah.
Here? What, in Bristol?
Yeah.
Here?
I think.
But you don't know how long ago? Roughly?
No, I don't. So I just haven't bought any duty-free back for a long time.
But your goods seized last year?
Last year?
Yeah, at Cardiff Airport. 2,000 cigarettes.
Was it only last year?
It was, yes.
Well,
And at the time you had 2,000 cigarettes seized, so you must have known what the allowances were. You must have
Yeah, but
inquired
I've been
why you
told
taken
that-
my cigarettes from
I've
me.
been told that it's been, you know, that it's been changed now.
And who told you that?
Well, the people out there that we, you know, can buy cigarettes from in the shops.
You don't think they might have told you that to sort of sell you more
Yeah,
cigarettes,
probably,
perhaps?
probably.
I mean, I know it's a relatively small amount, but obviously you are 6 times
I know.
over the
Sorry.
limit. So
Learn my lesson.
Whatever the truth, the woman is having her cigarettes seized yet again.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a huge amount of cigarettes, but at the end of the day, she's got 6 times what is the allowance, and she's a previous offender. Okay, those receipts from what I've had to take from you. And don't listen to what the people tell you in the shops. It's, all right then. Thank you for your time anyway. Cheerio. She knew the lady at the end down there, but said that she wasn't travelling with her. And it begs the question, are they all travelling together and do all the goods belong to one person? But it doesn't matter because we've seized the goods anyway.
The passenger found with 2.5 kilos of cocaine in his briefcase pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 7 years in prison. In our ports and in our airports, the UK Border Agency is fighting a constant battle against smugglers.
I'm arresting you. Oh, dear me.
Coming up, in Gatwick, one man's nerves seem to give the game away.
So you have no problem doing an X-ray?
Have to do an X-ray?
Yeah.
On a flight from Malaga, one passenger seems to have forgotten who he's travelling with.
Travelling by yourself today? Just yourself, is it? Who's this? Oh.
And in Birmingham, Officer Mike pulls over one unhappy customer.
I'm going to have a look. I'm not happy what you're doing right now.
Well, that's fine. If you're not happy, sir.
Honestly.
If you're not happy,
Really
there's
not
a
happy.
complaints procedure.
At Gatwick Airport, a flight has just landed from Bridgetown in Barbados, a popular transit route for drug smugglers. The body language of one passenger has caught the eye of officers. He's been acting nervously since coming through immigration, so he's pulled over to answer a few questions.
How long does the trip?
Trip?
Yeah.
To Barbados?
Yeah.
I planned it about a month ago. I bought the ticket early last week. I'm off to travel.
So did you go from Canada to?
Yeah, to
Bridgetown,
Barbados. Yeah, I went from there. But I figured it was better to go there first. And go all the way to bag, just to make sense.
A quick search of the man's suitcase has revealed nothing suspicious, but his animated and nervous behaviour is causing great concern.
Have you used any cocaine while you've been away?
No, I haven't.
So if we do an X-ray of you, there'll be no cocaine in your system. Do you have no packages?
No, no packages.
You sure? So you have no problem doing an X-ray?
Have to do an X-ray?
Yeah. You got packages of cocaine inside you?
I have no packages.
Are you sure about this?
Sure.
Yeah?
But the man's answers aren't convincing, and he started to sweat noticeably. A swab test of his suitcase is carried out for any traces of drugs. The machine gives an extremely high reading for the presence of cocaine. As the circumstances become even more suspicious, officers escort the man to a private interview room for questioning. Here they hope he may confess to being a drug smuggler.
You can't stop talking. You look as nervous as anything. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, go on.
I think you may have drugs inside you, or on your person. Okay?
He's basically done a couple of iron tracks and they've come up quite high. He suspects that it may be internal concealment. So he's just, I think, just arrested him now, and then I dare say, provided we get acceptance from him, that we'll body scan him just to check that he's clear.
Smugglers carrying packages internally often secrete traces of drugs through the sweat in their shoes. A swab test is conducted for any further hits of cocaine. And another very high reading for cocaine causes more concern, giving officers a good reason to put the passenger through a full-body X-ray. It's a busy morning at Bristol Airport. Passengers have arrived back from Malaga and are waiting in baggage reclaim for their luggage. Officers have been X-raying suitcases coming off the flight and have identified a number of bags carrying large quantities of tobacco. Officer Brandon spots the first bag being collected by a male passenger and moves into position to intercept him in the customs channels.
Hello there, sir. Customs. So you come through travelling by yourself today?
Yes.
Just yourself, is it? Okay.
Tobacco products purchased in Spain are only allowed to enter the UK if they're for personal use.
Have you ever been stopped by customs before? No. Have you purchased any excise goods whilst you've been away? Cigarettes, tobacco, anything like that? Okay. How much tobacco have you got?
I think it's £8.
As the passenger struggles with the padlock on his bag, Officer Erica has been looking at the passenger list for the flight.
Are you travelling with anyone else at all? Or? No?
But she knows this isn't true. The man is travelling with his wife and he faces an uncomfortable reunion.
Excuse me, madam, have you got your passport at all?
Me.
Yeah. Your husband's got it? So you're travelling with your husband? Yeah. Right, okay, if you can step with us, we've just pulled him in a second.
Who's your tobacco for then?
I smoke to myself.
Is that your husband there?
2 lads, they smoke as well.
Right.
Right, okay. When did you last travel abroad?
4 weeks ago.
Who's this?
My wife, so.
Oh, how did you manage to travel alone then and all of a sudden your wife's here? Did you not know you were both flying at the same time?
No, it was like that though. We stopped him.
Right.
But I asked you again, and you still said you weren't travelling with anyone.
Right, bear me a moment, okay?
Brandon decides to run some background checks. The man has been stopped by customs in the past, meaning he's lied more than once.
He doesn't know the combination for his case. He said he's not been stopped by customs on a previous occasion, which obviously is a lie again. There's got to be reasons. There's casting a lot of doubt in my mind. We'll have a look what he's got in there, and we'll take things from there. Oh, you got it off, did you?
The man must prove his tobacco products are for personal use. But given he's lied twice already, Brandon is less inclined to believe anything he has to say.
What quantity of goods do you have there?
If they fail to convince officers that the tobacco is only for themselves, they face having all of their goods seized. In Gatwick, officers are about to X-ray a nervous Canadian man who they suspect is trying to smuggle drugs inside his body. A swab test has been conducted on the passenger's shoes, and due to the extremely high reading for cocaine, he's been led away for a full-body X-ray. This isn't helping his nervous behaviour.
Right.
Is this a consent?
Yeah, because you're taking our X-ray.
Yeah.
We need your consent to say that you'll do it for us.
Well, I'm not going to give you my consent. I think this is a load of crap.
Okay, well what happens then if you don't do the X-ray? You stay with us until you've produced 2 clear bowel movements, however long that may take.
If you don't want to, that's fine. We'll just take you downstairs, get you custodised, put you in a cell in a white suit, and we'll wait there till you've moved your bowels twice to show there's no packages there. Or we can do it now by doing an X-ray. You're cool.
The man's options are limited. They'll find out one way or another whether he swallowed any drugs.
Right, now what you need to do, this conveyor belt's going to move, yeah? You're going to stand on it. You need to stand on it as I'm standing on it, nice and straight, yeah? Arms by his side, nice and still. And breathe out slowly, yeah? Until your lungs are empty and hold.
With the net closing in, officers try to get him to confess.
How many packages you got? What? Cocaine inside you? No. Huh?
Incredibly, he's still denying it. But the X-ray images confirm their suspicions that he's stuffed with packages. The man is led away to the airport's custody suite.
Let us know immediately if you feel unwell. Hello.
He kept pleading his innocence, but after a week and a half in custody, he eventually went to the toilet and produced 36 packages of cocaine with a street value of over £30,000. Back at Bristol, an elderly couple are trying to prove that a large quantity of cigarettes and tobacco purchased in Spain is for their personal use only and not illegal resale.
So no papers, no filters, no smoking tin? Nothing? What about yourself? Do you have anything like that? You just smoke cigarettes, okay? With the fingers, and there's no odour, no tobacco odour from them. I'm quite convinced that they're non-smokers. Do you want to come and take
The officers decide to take the couple away for further questioning.
No, you stay separate. I'll get you a seat now.
They'll be interviewed separately to see if their stories are the same.
If they're telling lies then, it's very rare that they'll have the same story, unless they're well rehearsed. But I doubt that is the case.
During the interviews, it's revealed that the couple regularly buy tobacco abroad for themselves and their sons.
How does that work? Do they tell you how much they want, or do you charge them for the quantity you give them when you get back?
I pay the bill you send me and we'll split it 3 ways, whatever it was.
But receiving money for goods is an offence, even if it's from family members.
I bought him for Christmas presents mostly, for the children, grandchildren.
So why did you lie about travelling with your wife?
As I say, it was just news, I don't know why I said it.
As Brandon and Erica compare notes, there's some inconsistencies in their stories.
His wife basically is giving a different story, painting a different picture really of where the goods are going and how much they've brought back on a previous occasion. He's also receiving money for 2/3 of the goods. I believe there's enough grounds to make a sort of viable seizure. I'm not satisfied the goods are for yourselves, and there's a commercial element involved, all right? And the goods will be seized from you on this occasion.
Reluctantly, the couple sign papers to confirm that their tobacco is all being seized. They'll have 30 days in which to appeal the seizure, but for now, they're leaving empty-handed. Coming up, one man stopped at Gatwick yet again.
Yeah, I've stopped him before. And when we did the iron track, it gave us the highest I've ever seen.
Coming up, in Birmingham, Officer Mike gets some job advice.
I don't tell you what to do for your job, you please don't tell me what to do for mine, and then we'll get on just fine, won't we?
At Gatwick Airport, a plane has just touched down from Amsterdam. and border agency officers are observing passengers as they disembark the flight. In immigration control, officers have been alerted to a Dutchman entering the country.
What we're going to do is just go around to the bench here, we'll just have a quick look inside your bag.
It seems this is not the first time the man has been stopped.
We saw this guy a couple of months ago. He's a frequent traveller to the UK. When he's intercepted, he comes up with a different reason for travel each time. He comes up with a different background story each time. For some reason, he doesn't want to tell us exactly what he's doing.
Okay, now you told me that you wanted to come and live in the UK.
Yeah.
Yes? Is that what your trip is all about? You're coming over here?
Yeah, because I want to find that out. If I like it, but I want to find that out if I really, really like it to stay here. You know?
Okay, but you're not staying very long to try and find out, you know, been here.
Yeah, because I come here a couple of times.
You don't have much baggage with you?
Yes, I don't come for all week.
But there's good reason to be suspicious.
I've stopped him before, and he had a laptop case. And when we did the iron track on the laptop case, it gave us the highest I've ever seen. And he was very inconsistent with his story at the time. So we body scanned him, we x-rayed him at the hospital, that was all negative, and we had nowhere else to go, we had to let him go.
Having found massively high traces of drugs on the passenger in the past, officers must again rule out the possibility that he may be carrying drugs this time.
You know, I was asking you upstairs about the stamps you have in here for the Dutch Antilles that you went to earlier in the year. You told me you went there on vacation. Did you go on vacation with your wife and children to the Dutch Antilles? Where did you stay?
Family. My family.
You've got family out there. You're a busy person. When do you find time to work? Just take a seat. I'll be back in a moment.
With large quantities of drugs entering the UK from South America and the Caribbean, Sarah needs to make sure his links with the Dutch Antilles are legitimate.
From what I can make out, he actually missed the flight yesterday, so he's come in today. He's going home again tonight. He's saying that he just wants to come over here to see what it's like to live in the UK, but I'm not really very happy with what he's telling me. I'm not really very happy with, you know, he says he works in a shop, in a magazine section of a shop out the back. He doesn't actually sell magazines to the public, but his clothing is quite expensive, and I don't know, something's not hanging together right here.
It's the busiest part of the day at Birmingham Airport, as a number of flights arrive during the lunchtime rush hour. As passengers head for the exit, officers spot a lone male passenger who's been identified as starting his journey in Morocco. Officer Mike pulls him over to ask a few questions.
Are you French, English, Moroccan? English.
British.
Yeah, yeah, obviously you can't say English anymore. So where's Kenitra? Is that Morocco? Yeah. Is that the ancestral? How long have you been out there?
10 days.
Was that a holiday? Yeah. And who were you visiting?
What?
Who were you visiting?
From the man's demeanour, it seems he's less than happy about being stopped.
Parents, yeah. So what do you do in the UK?
Security.
Yeah, what sort of security? Building security, door security?
Not door security, it's obviously retail security. No.
Retail security. Yeah. Okay. Just bear with me, I'm going to have a quick look through your bag. If you pop it on there for me, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, you've got to go somewhere, sir, but we'll do this as quick as we can. That's what you believe.
The man's anger at being stopped creates more suspicion that he has something to hide.
So where are you off to then? Where are you off to? Where are you off to now? Sorry? You just want to go home. Where's home? Sorry?
If you open it, put it again, please, like the same.
Well, I'll do my best, but, you know, if you're not happy the way we do it, then you can sort it out for yourself, can't you?
What do you mean I sort out myself?
Well, I'll open it the best that I can. If you want to, do you want to unwrap it for me?
You know why? Listen to me, listen to me.
Do you want to unwrap it so you can wrap it back up how you want, or do you want me to just cut it open? I'm happy for you to unwrap it.
You can use machines or
No,
whatever.
that's.
I'm
going to have a look.
I'm not happy what you're doing right now.
Well, that's fine. If you're not happy, sir.
Honestly.
If you're not happy,
Really
there's
not
a
happy.
complaints procedure you can follow after we've done
Yeah,
this.
well, I need to talk to somebody you see.
Well, no. At the moment, we're going to look in this box, all right? Now, do you want me to cut it
I
open?
don't want the camera, please. All right. Check the piece. Say it's mistakes.
Yeah, well,
The machine. You don't have to open it.
listen. I don't tell you what to do for your job. You please don't tell me what to do for mine, and then we'll get on just fine, won't we?
With the man's attitude, it's going to take Mike a while to properly search his bags. In Gatwick, officers are still probing the Dutchman with an inconsistent story. His passport shows he's made multiple trips in a short period of time, and they don't know if he's telling the truth or not.
I'm not happy, but at the same time I can't persecute the guy.
No, you can't.
A swab test is conducted on his bag for any traces of drugs.
So I'm just going to see if I can get any readings from the bag here.
And a positive reading for cocaine leaves Officer Sarah with yet more questions.
Have you got a hit off his bag?
Yes.
How high? No, not as high as
1.96.
last time.
Oh, a bit high.
What did you say he does for a job?
He works in a magazine section behind a shop.
See, last time he said he was involved in his family gold business.
Oh, really? No, there's been no mention of the family gold business. I'll go and investigate further about his job. How long have you worked in this warehouse stroke shop?
5 years. Also for somebody home, like when you have a house, painting, put the floor.
Oh, okay.
The inconsistent job history, along with the lack of evidence, is beginning to frustrate.
I don't want to persecute the guy, but at the same time, there is a lot of stuff that's not adding up.
What we will do is search him to see if we can find anything on his person, any papers, large sums of cash, anything at all, which could indicate the real reason for his travel to the UK, which obviously he doesn't want to tell us about.
I'm really not very happy about some of the things that you've said to me today. You're not here for very long. So for that reason, I've had a search authorised. So some male officers here are going to take you into the room, away from the public view, and they'll just give you a rub-down search, okay?
Whilst hoping they may find some concrete evidence to explain the man's suspicious story, it doesn't take long to make a decision.
Okay.
Nothing found means he's free to go.
If you just grab your bag,
Yeah.
and then just make your way through to the exit. Good luck to you in finding a job and working out where you want to live. Okay, thank you very much for your time.
It's an inexplicable outcome for the officers.
His story, his reasons for being here are unbelievably vague. Doesn't really all add up. Who knows?
In Birmingham, Officer Mike is still searching the bags of the disgruntled passenger who started his journey in Morocco.
What's this?
This is drugs.
Sorry?
Shipment.
Will you tell me what it is before I get there? You tell me you know what's in the bag.
It's kind of sweets.
What's that one do?
Huh?
What's that for?
This?
Yeah.
Medication.
For what?
For headache.
For a headache?
Someone pop up with this drink.
The man's nonchalant answers are proving just as much of a headache for Mike.
So what's that off? What is it? It's your nationality, is it? Who's the other fella? You don't know.
Having found nothing of significance in the man's bag, his shoes are swab tested for any traces of drugs.
I'll just swab the shoes feel a little heavy, and I'll just swab the inside of them to see if we've got a trace reading. As you can see, there's a small trace reading for heroin. Just going to pop them through the X-ray now.
Heroin use is widespread in Morocco, and Mike is concerned that the passenger may be concealing the drug in his shoes.
Now to be honest, that looks exactly what I'd expect to see. Looks fine. Okay, so thanks for your patience. You start putting that back if you want to. Well, you can repack it if you want to. I mean, it's the legal obligation is passengers are legally obliged to help and repack their baggage when requested to do so. Just speeds things up for you. I know you're in a rush.
The man is clearly unhappy about the whole incident. Searching passengers and their luggage is part and parcel of the UK Border Agency's role. It's a necessary process, and for the officers, courtesy goes a long way.
There you go. Thanks for your time and your patience. We're very well aware that the majority of people are perfectly innocent travellers going about their normal day-to-day life. The guilty don't wear labels, and it can make our job a lot easier if people are compliant and pleasant with us rather than perhaps trying to see things that aren't there.
The nervous Canadian man who swallowed 36 packages of cocaine pleaded guilty to smuggling drugs and was sentenced to 3 years in prison.